Very good evening to you on this Sunday night. This this clock change didn't really go well because I was sitting outside and I thought I have got tons of time still, and it was like 10 minutes to 7, so I really had to come in very quickly and get started. So I'm gonna just kind of like chat to you for a couple of minutes until I move everything about and set up and share the links as well on Facebook. So do bear with me. Now, if you do have a favorite stitch or a favorite bead or anything, what's your favorite thing about your beadwork? Do let me know in the comments. Do say hello and let us know where you're watching from. I love kind of like knowing the people is watching from all over the world, and it's kind of amazing because like it's a little old me here in England, and like people can see me from all over the world. I love how all of these sort of that comes together, the streams and everything else. So how are we? Have you had a good week? What you've been up to? Do let me know in the chat as well what you've been beading, what you've been doing. And the weather has been amazing for the last few days, so it, like, you know, like I had to work and had to stay indoors, but it was I'm hoping it holds that for the next few days. And the anniversary live on Friday was amazing. I really loved it. We worked really hard on Thursday in the warehouse to set everything up and to do everything. So what shall we do today? Good evening, Edward. Good evening, Shirley. I hope you are doing okay. There was something wrong with the YouTube feed and it didn't send that notification, so I hope you're all finding me okay. Right, I'm going to turn you down on the mat. And what I thought we're going to do this Sunday is we're going to play with anniversary packs. So I got the crystals, I got the seed beads, I got glass beads. I didn't bring home the 100 strings because I think we could keep that for another one, but I got those and I think we could have a good old play. But I really do want you to let me know if you want to make a bracelet, or if you want to make a necklace, or if you want to make, what do we want to make? Because when you get a bundle like this, it's like you could do so many different things. So many different things. Right, okay, so I'm going to turn you down on the mat and I'm going to show you I think crystals. Let's start with crystals. I love crystals. Okay, so let me just change the camera. There we go. And crystals, we got a choice. So we do have a choice. What you can, just put the seed beads there out of the way. So you have a choice what color we're gonna work with, because we had 5 different bundles on Friday. So we had the red one, and by the way, I think some of them, oh, I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit. Some of them are still available. I'm not sure if it's all of them are still available, but you tell me which one shall we play with. We got red, we got monochrome. Hi Mina, hi Michelle, Donald Craft, Celia, JS, Rachel, hi. Oh, hi Lucy. We got pinks and purples. We have got browns and golds, and I'm just going to put the last one in here, which is the blues. So do you let me know? Oh my god, look at all the sparkle. They just look amazing. Like, even they're like all bunched up and it's not nicely laid out, they just look absolutely amazing. So what color are we going to play with? Do let me know in the chat. What would you like to play with? And then we go ahead and play with that color away. I am like, I usually don't do red. I'm partial to the red. Let me just make this bigger so I can see your comments as well better. Silly saying red, please. Evening, Caroline. I hope you're doing okay. Lucy popped the link in there for the anniversary special packs. Now they only on sale until tonight. So after tonight they're gonna go off, and that's, you won't be able to get them anymore. And these ones were like, they're on a really good discount. So you do want to check that out. They usually don't make like Sunday bad sales, but yes. Michelle is saying red for a change. I'm just hoping the red's gonna show up all right. What about greens? Yeah, could do greens, pink, greens. We got 2 reds and 2 greens so far, so keep them coming so we can decide which one we're gonna play with. Elizabeth saying, hi, I hope everyone had been getting a great weather that we've been enjoying in Highland Perthshire today. It has been like in the morning was really nice and sunny, and I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a walk, and then it sort of went overcast, and not when I started cooking. that's when it's became glorious again. But of course, then it was like I can't just really leave it. Right, okay, so pinks and purples. We got pink, please. So we got 2 pinks, 2 for the pinks, 2 for the reds, and 2 for the greens. 3 for the greens, 3 for the reds, 4 for the reds. Lucy's saying, I'm saying pink, but I was saying, I'm going to go with the red because everybody's saying red. So I'm just going to pop the other ones back in the box. And then I think I'll tell you what I do. I'll grab the seed bead back out, the one which has got the reds and oranges and pinks in it, and we will do something with that. There we go. Just pop these out of the way. And then here is the seed bead pack. And then we're going to use some of these with the beads themselves. So what the great thing about is a crystal pack like this, that you got all sorts of different colors in there, so we can match it up and you know, create whatever we like. In the reds, with reds, what I always do, or what I like doing is to mix up different colors of reds. Because if you just have, and this looks like it's glowing on the screen, and if you just have one red, then what happens is you can't really wear it. Like if you've got a lighter red jewellery, you can't really wear it with a darker red top, or vice versa. But if you mix like 2 or 3 colors of reds together, then you can wear it with multiple stuff. Good evening, Melissa. Celia. Oh, Celia said the barbecue satin hoodies. Oh. Oh yeah, barbecue. I haven't had a barbecue since last year. We sometimes just pack the stuff up and go down to the beach and just have a barbecue on the beach and just sort of chill out. But you need the summer for that because the sun is sort of setting over the golf course, and it's like it gets a bit chilly down there. So yeah, definitely need hoodies there, but it would be amazing to have a barbecue. Maybe. Well, mind you, I'm going to Hungary next weekend, so maybe when I come back. So what colours are we going to play with? I'm just going to put these all out very, very quickly. So there's a couple of salmony colours in there. They, I think, go nice, really nice with things. I am a little bit worried that these reds are not going to show up as well. They're going to be quite glowing in the camera, but I think if you use something like this, the 3 together, let me just bring this up, then I think we will be fine. I think it'll be fine. So what shall we make? Now we know our colors and we know what we're going to working with. What shall we make? Bracelet, necklace, earrings, pendant. What shall we come up with? What we're going to design together? Silly's saying order the red crystal, glass beads and seed beads. Hope you had a lovely Mother's Day. Actually, I did. Christopher was really considerate this morning. He didn't come in at all until, I think it was about 11 o'clock. So I had a lay-in up until about 11 o'clock. And then I had to get up and I started to potter about and do bits and pieces. So yeah, it's been nice. They got me this little bath set and they were really cute, and chocolate and flowers and all that. So they were really, really nice. Had a nice day. And then I made a roast and we had a roast together. Such a tough decision what to play with first. Sorry, was on the wrong profile, silly F. Oh, bless you. But you found us now, so you're here. I think it wasn't like the schedule didn't work for some reason. So hopefully, like, people are coming in and finding us. Not as many in as usually, because for some reason the scheduling didn't work. But never mind. We just crack on. How about Russian spiral? Yeah, we could do Russian spiral, not a problem at all. We could do Russian spiral with these beautiful crystals. Woohoo! I love Russian spiral. Russian spiral is one of my favorite stitches. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a Russian spiral from the cupboard. So if you don't know what a Russian spiral is, then you're gonna see and you're gonna know, like, what does it look like, what to expect. So I've done so many. Hold on, let me just move it. I've done so many different ones over the years. So I've done Russian spiral. This whole box is full of Russian spiral, and I've done so many over the years, so many different variations. It is one of my favorite stitches. So the Russian spiral with the crystals, this is how would it look like. And actually this is red and beige as well. So you have got the crystal, this in this case it will be the crystal spiraling around with the seed beads as well. We could 100% have a go and do one of these. I really do love one, but I did it smaller as well. These ones are 3mm crystals. Let me just bring this up. So these are 4mm beads. These are 3mm beads. I have done it with bugles. The magnetic clasps are stuck together. I have done it with bugles and delicate beads. I have done it with, I'm just going to pop this up there. This has got bugles and seed beads in there. And I have done it with, which I think I only had a couple of samples, so I'm not going to be finding it. But, no, maybe it's in the other box. But that's the 4mm is going to be like quite chunky. So this is about 12mm in size. We can have a go at that one then. And then we can do something else. So it will be good for you to learn Russian spiral if you never done it before. I do like to do like little right angle weave bracelets with these as well. So in that case, I'm going to use, actually this is a rondelle. So we need 3 different colors of 4mm crystals. They're going to be quite close together. So I want something which stands out. I got an orangey color here. Oh, I'll tell you what will look nice. We put, take that out or this out. I'm going to put that beautiful salmon in there. I think that will look really nice, those 3 together. Or shall I do, I think they're too close. They're too close, so I think those 3, or maybe those 3, but then they might be too close together. So one or the other. It's decisions. This takes the longest to sort of play around with it. I think that way. That's going to be a nice mix. And because we do have in that red, and let me just pop this out of the way. Oops, I just scooped up the red. Because here we do have a salmon color beads in there, and I think they will be perfect for the red because they will bring out the salmon color crystal, but they will make the red crystals really stand out. So I think that will be perfect, because the other choice would be is to put red with it, and I think I wouldn't put this opaque red. I would probably put the silver line red if I have to put the red with it, but I think the salmon is gonna look the nicest. That's size 8 and we're gonna need size 11. So I think let's try it with this one. I think it's going to look good, but I'm just leaving the red on the side there. One of the orange, yeah, could have done as well, but I went the salmon way. I haven't had salmon for such a long time, at least a month or 2. So thinking about food. I might have to get some next week. Right, so grabbing some thread, and we're gonna get started, and a needle as well, of course, if I can find a straightish one in my little needle holder here. So with Russian spiral, we're gonna start. The way how I like to start with Russian spiral is that you can then continue the other way. So if you're making a bracelet, it's going to become one long pieces of thread. You don't need to join a new one in. And where is the where did I put it? Where did I put the box? Oh, behind. So we're going to start with 1 row around, and I'm just checking 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. That's right. So 3 seed beads in between. Now, if I used size 8, I would probably use only 2 seed beads. Actually, let's test that theory. So we're gonna start one with 3 seed beads, and I haven't done 4mm with size 8, and I do think they would grow quicker. So let's start with 3 seed beads, and then we're gonna have a little play with size 8. And then see what the difference is going to be. I think that's quite a good idea. Oh, I mean, I think I had McDonald's for lunch with my daughter, like in my house. My children, if they could, they would have McDonald's every day. Obviously, they're not allowed to have McDonald's every day. Right, so I'm going to go ahead And I'm going to make 3 little piles for my crystals and put them out. So you're going to have pile A, B, and C. And we're going to have to, as we go along, pick them up. Once A, then B, then C, as we go along. There we go. And then the third one as well. Oops. And they're just gonna broke the strand, but never mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start my, actually I always do this. Why do I always do this? I'll put it right in front of me, and then I'm gonna be having to move my hand around. So I'm gonna move this to the side so I can easily pick it up and don't have to be, and I'm gonna zoom in as well. So I'm going to start by picking up 3 seed beads. And then I'm going to pick up my number 1 color. Then I'm going to pick up 6 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to pick up my number 2 color. And then I'm going to pick up another 6 seed bead. 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to pick up my number 3 color and followed by another 6 seed bead. 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to come through all of these beads again. So I'm going to start right at the beginning from my tail end, and I'm going to stitch through all of them. This looks a little bit too big, so might be my good to count wrong, but never mind. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Is it 6? Is it 6? Let me just look at the sample. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's 6. You know, like sometimes when you start something and like you kind of like doubt yourself halfway through, but I'm sure it's 6. So I'm going to go through all of them all the way around, and then I'm going to come through the first 3 one more time. Just like that. So we're going to be running around in circles. Now you can either go around clockwise or you can go around anti-clockwise, and I know what I did wrong and why it looks wrong because I picked up a 6 at the end and it looks like this is too big. We started with the 3. Never mind, it happens to everybody. Silly me. We got too many seed beads on there. That's why it's not looking like something is not looking right. So we don't need those 6. Right. It has been quite some time since I did Russian spiral, so excuse me. Right, okay, so I'm going to go through the first 3 again. I'm going to go through all of them again. And then I'm going to come through the first 3 a second time. And then we're going to start our stitching. That's better. That looks like more of a normal size. So you have to excuse my finger, we're still sore. I'm going to go all the way around and then coming through the first 3. One, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I don't want you naughty. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. And I'm going to zoom right in even a bit more. I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. And I'm going to pick up the crystal, which is right in front of me. So that is color number 1. Then I'm going to jump over in reverse whatever I had picked up. So I'm going to jump over the crystal and 1, 2, 3 seed beads. So I'm going to go through the 4th, 5th and 6th and just pull this up and just leave it sort of like that. Now when I'm doing the first row, I usually hold it flat because I don't want this to either flop to the top or flop to the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and repeat it again. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. This time I'm going to pick up the color which is right in front of me, which is the salmon one. Again, I'm going to miss whatever I have picked up in reverse and go through 4, 5 and 6. And there we go. And we are almost all the way around. Now for my next one, I'm gonna pick up the 3 seed beads. I'm gonna pick up my third color of crystal. I'm gonna jump over whatever I picked up in reverse, so the crystal and the 3 seed beads. And look, we are right here. We have to go into our first loop, what we created. So I'm gonna go into these 3 seed beads on the very first loop. By the way, if you have got a question, pop a Q in front of your question so I know that question is for me and I make sure that I answer it. And I just want to tighten this up a little bit. So I'm just going to pull on that and pull on there. And then we're going to go ahead and repeat this again. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to, and the number 1 crystal, because that crystal is right in front of me. I'm going to jump over whatever I picked up. So I'm jumping over the crystal and 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go through 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm kind of like back at the beginning, really. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a couple of, a few rows to it. And when I start Russian spiral, I often hold my thread like this, because as I'm picking up the beads and going through the next one, I don't want the threads to travel backwards. So I just, I hold it between my index finger and thumb, so it can't travel backwards. And again, missing whatever I have picked up. Oh, Elaine is asking, what have you done with your finger? You had a plaster quite a while. Well, Elaine, I done housework, and housework is not good for you. I should have had them beading. But no, I was taking the clothes out of the dryer, and my nail got caught in the dryer. Like it's like my one is like flips up at the front, and my nail got caught in it, and it did really hurt. So it doesn't. It has to grow down. It doesn't look very good. But I need to, I don't know. I was like really upset over it. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But there's nothing really I can do. Just sort of wait until it grows down. I was on the phone when it happened, like straight away. I was phoning up Alice, Miss Little Rainbow, Joe, or go-to nail technician. And she was giving me all the advice, what to do and what not to do. So yeah, it's going to be a long time, maybe 3 or 4 months, but it will be all right. Right, so I just added a few more, and as you can see, we're already spiraling around. I'm going to add a few more, and you can see if I turn it sideways that it's not sort of, it goes up in peaks. And then you kind of know which beads you have to go through, because it's the beads which are like kind of like sticking out in front of the next crystal. So it's quite easy to go around. Right, I'm going to go ahead and keep on adding a few more rows. And then we're going to try the same stitch with size 8 seed beads. I could do this a little bit tighter and do it with, no, actually not, because the crystals then would be too small. So you could try it with 2 seed beads, but I think the crystals are, because they are 4 mil, they would be too big. So definitely need the 3 seed beads, but in size 11, but when we do it with size 8, I think we can go down to 2 seed beads, and we'll see how it is all going to look like. I'm just adding a few more rows. Has anybody in here done Russian spiral before? Do let me know in the chat, or let me know if you haven't done it. Just say me a yes or no, and just sort of I know that what sort of what you've been doing. There we go. So I'm going to add a couple more rows, and then we're going to change over to size 8. So this is Russian spiral, one of the spiral stitches. Very, very easy to do. One of my favorites, done in many different ways. It's just really easy go-to sort of technique, because you always know where you are. Even if you put it down, the doorbell rings and you have to go out and answer it, or you want to go and make a cuppa, you know where you are because you're going to come back and you know you need to pick up. You're always going to pick up 3 seed beads, and you know which crystal you need to pick up. It's the one crystal which is right in front of you. That's the one you need to pick up. Let me just dial down the light a bit. There we go. Barbara is saying she has been made many bracelets with Russian spiral. Mina is saying, yes, I made 12 and 4, but need to try 3, please. Oh, no. Yes, I made 1 and 2, not 12. So that was Russian spiral 1 and Russian spiral 2 and 4, but need to try 3. Absolutely. 3 was good as well with the bugles. I really did like that one. Lucy says, I have done a couple Russian spiral 1. I think a difference only in need of try others. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same stitch. Exactly the same stitch, but you're just using different size and different number of beads, and that's the beauty of it. Right, I'm going to add this. Are we long enough yet, do you think? Shall we change to the next size? Are we long enough? Maybe a couple more rows. Maybe a couple more rows. Just, I usually, when I do swatches, and I often do swatches for all sorts of different colors, I do maybe like an inch and a half, because sometimes you just haven't done enough to see the color blend fully, and you need to do a little bit more. And there we go. And just adding a couple more. See this saying, funny, I watched the uploaded video earlier. Which one was that? Which video have you watched, Celia? Let me know. We have uploaded a few. Or was it the Russian spiral? Evening, Gwen. Oh, Eleni's saying, ouch, good job it was a spare finger and not a beading one. Absolutely. Very, very good. Yes, it's the spare finger, not the main finger, so it's all right. But we don't want to spare the spare fingers. We do need to use the spare fingers sometimes. Bless. There we go. Right, I'm going to put this to the side, and then I'm going to start another one with size 8 beads, because we kind of can see how is it going to spiral out or around, and we try the size 8, and then we will see how difference it's going to make, and then maybe play around with some right angle weave or something. It would be nice. Actually, what crystals have we got in there? Have we got? Oh yeah, I think I got another idea. You know me and the ideas. I think I got another idea what to do afterwards. Well, after. So let's do the size 8 first. Where did I put the seed beads? I put them back in the bag, and then we do the there's something right angle weaves. I'm going to use these ones. Oh, see this thing, Russian spiral one. That's I'm probably not gonna continue this much. Where is the scissors? There we go. Just gonna pop that to the side and rethread my needle. So now we're gonna do it with size 8 beads. So the seed bead's gonna be bigger. Now we always start with, I'm gonna do it 2 beads is gonna make 1 unit. So we're gonna start by picking up 2 seed beads. You're gonna pick up your number 1 crystal, then 4 seed beads, number 2 crystal, then 4 seed beads again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 3 crystal. And then I'm going to slide this all the way down, and I'm going to come through again. All of them. It does look a little bit chunky already, so I'm not sure that how well is it going to sit. Like sometimes you can get away with using larger seed beads, but sometimes you just have to use the smaller ones. And I'm going to go through the last crystal, and I need to come through the first 2 seed beads one more time to be able to in position to add further beads. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 seed beads and the crystal which is right in front of me. I'm going to miss what I picked up, so I'm going to miss the crystal, seed bead, and go through these 2 seed beads before the next crystal. Again, picking up 2 seed beads and a crystal, missing the crystal, seed bead, going through the 2 seed beads before the next crystal, pulling it tight. I'm holding it down flat, so I'm not letting the little loops flop up to the top or to the bottom, because I want to be able to pull them the right way, because otherwise if I pull this tight, if one of them pulls to the top and the other one to the bottom, you might lose where you need to go next. So I'm picking up seed bead and a darker crystal, and then I'm going to miss the crystal, seed bead, and go through these 2 and pull this up nice and tight. There we go. Then I'm going to turn. I'm going to pick up seed bead, pick up the crystal, miss crystal, seed bead, go through those 2 crystals and pull it up nice and tight. Then seed bead, salmon crystal, missing the crystal, seed bead, and going through these 2 before the next crystal. So I'm just going around in circle. Evening, Angela, nice to see you here. I'm going to pull this up nice and tight, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do, actually, like now looking at it, it doesn't really look that bad, so you might actually like it better than with the size 11 seed beads, and certainly size 8s, like, because they're larger, it's probably will grow quicker, and it's a nice size to work with. So seed bead, crystal, and the next one. And I'm just turn it the right way. Then seed bead, crystal, missing what I picked up in reverse, and keep going, seed bead. You're always picking up the 2 seed beads and a crystal. It's just you're changing the different colors of crystals as you go around. That's all you're doing. Now you could do Russian spiral with 4 beads. It doesn't have to be 3. You would end up starting with a bigger sort of fatter tube. You really could do all sorts of different things. I tend to stick to the 3. I think it looks all right. Sometimes I surprise myself. Let me know in the chat if it happens to you as well. Sometimes I look at something and I think, oh well, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna possibly look all right. But for sort of the sake of entertaining myself, I go ahead and just try it out anyway, and then it turns out great. I'm just gonna go ahead, keep on going and doing it. And there we go. And there we go. Just keep adding 2 seed beads and a crystal at the same time. Oh, I can hear Christopher is calling me. And another 2 seed beads and crystal, and keep going round and adding the beads. He just popped his head in. Bless him, he's gone. Oh, he came back and shut the door. Bless him. Lately, he's been so shy. Like, I don't know, you know, like last year or the year before, he did the lives with me and he really enjoyed it. And now he's just like, when I say to him, even if I'm just in a bead club, and I say to him, come and say hi, and he's like, nope, and like, phew, out the door. Bless him. So if I want him out of the room, well, I have to say like I'm live and he's running out the room. Bless him. He's at the age, maybe. Right, I'm going to add a couple more, and then I'm going to put the two side by side, and then we can see what it's going to look like. So don't forget, this is our anniversary pack, and it's only like, if you still want to get some, you can get it tonight, but the sale is finishing tonight. So I'm working with the crystals and the seed beads. There we go. So that's with the, actually looks all right with the size 8, and that is with the size 11s. What do we prefer, with the size 8s or with the size 11s? Let me just pop it. Hold on. It's going to be a little bit hard to hold it up, but I'll bring it up. Come on, you two, play. There we go. So I think that's the size 11. This is the size 8. So I do think, I think the 8s look all right, actually. I kind of like proved myself wrong there, thinking that it's not going to look all right, but I think it does. If it was a bit stronger color than what I used, I think it would look really good. What do you think? Let me know. Size 11 or size 8? Which one looks better? Which one looks better for you? Lucy's saying, last chance to get your anniversary bargains. Absolutely. Right, okay, so that's Russian spiral to do with 3 different sizes of crystals from the kit. Now, I do like to do, you know, I'm really partial to, really partial for right angle weave and modified right angle weave. And we have the modified right angle weave with 3mm crystals before, and that would be a perfect way. So I'm going to show you what modified right angle weave is, and just do a little swatch of it. But this time, we're going to do it differently, because when I did it before, I'm just going to cut the end. When I did it before, I went all the way along with one row, then come back with another row, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go up and down this time. So we're going to do modified right angle weave, but the other way. Carolyn's saying size 11, Celia's saying size 11, Minala said both looks good, prefer size 11. I think Diane's saying, Lucy's saying, I like them both. Michelle is saying size 11. 11 looks neater. I like them both. Rachel is saying, I like size 8. Teresa is saying. Right, okay, so I'm going to need 8s and 11s for this one. So, and there's actually, in that kit, there is this beautiful rose gold seed bead, so why don't we use that instead of the size 8, so they will stand out a little bit more. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use those size 8, and in the bundle every single pack is labeled up, so you will know what you get exactly. Lorna is saying size 11. Right, so modified right angle weave. We're going to start out with I'm going to start that with, if I let run the colors, I could make up a pattern as well, really. So I want to have, and it's going to be, I want to make it a little bit wider, this bracelet or necklace or whatever you really want to use it, because you could shape it in a way. So if I want to make it 4 bead long, and I got 3 beads, and do I want the colors? Let me just get more of the other sizes, other colors as well. Do I want them to be like stripy, or do I want diagonal stripes? I think I would prefer diagonal stripes rather than sort of stripy that way. Diagonal stripes sometimes just like kind of like sit better, like visually, than just stripe itself. So I'm gonna start with diagonal stripes. And that will be my first. Let me just move it to this side. Then this will be underneath it, this will be underneath it, and this one gonna be back on here. And in the next row I'm gonna go upwards, so they're gonna like that. So whenever you are trying to design something, or you doing a particular pattern you want to make, you perhaps want to spell a name out, anything you want to do, it's always, what I do is just sit down, just put it in front of my mat, and kind of like visually play with the beads a little bit, put them just there, and then I am clear which one and when do I need to pick it up. So I'm going to start, I'm going to go up on a row, and then I'm going to come down a row, and I'm going to go up on a row. And once you've done like 3 or 4 rows, it's kind of like leads itself for like, you know, anything. So I'm going to pick up a crystal, size 8, crystal, size 8, and I'm going to take this down. I'm going to come through all 4 of them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to come through that first crystal one more time. Will the size 8 be, I might need a size 6 with this. I think I need a size 6. Size 8 will be too small. I'm just thinking, because now if I go on to the next stage, which I have to pick up, I have to pick up, yeah. So we need a size 6, and the size 8 will be the filler bead, I think, because this is going to be, let's try it with a size 6 filler bead, but it's going to stick out then. Let me just grab it as a 6 one. There is the same color. Size 11 definitely going to be too small. I'm going to pick up a size 8 and just kind of like go with it. So if I picked up a size 8, the 2 size 8s, and I picked up my next crystal color and the size 8, then as I'm exiting here, I'm going to come up and over and come through from the other side of that red crystal. Then I'm going to ignore, I just want to do a couple of stitches to gauge what size seed beads I'm going to have to put in there. Again, I'm going to pick up 2 size 8s. I'm going to pick up my salmon color again, another size 8, come through from the other side. There we go. And then pull it up. So I can see the whole design is puckering already because the beads, the size 8s, are not big enough. So we're definitely going to have a bigger seed beads here. And I'm going to try it with size 6 and then using the size 8 as the filler bead. Now I got size 6 here in the same color, which what I'm going to be using. But usually I use rondels for this, I think. Quite a lot. But I'm going to use size 6 for this. So I'm going to change the size 8 to a different color so you can see kind of like what's going on. So I'm going to start again. Am I going to have thread on here? Maybe. I'm going to start again and I'm going to pick up, it doesn't matter, we start with the next row, so we just pick up the next pattern. So I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, 1 crystal. I'm just grabbing the size, other color size 8s out. And then we're going to go ahead and add them into, I'm just leaving the other one on the end of the thread there. We're going to go through all 4 of them again to form a circle. And I want to come through the first, I'm going to come through a seed bead crystal, make sure this is nice and tight. And I want to come through the next seed bead. I'm going to pick up a size 8. I'm going to pick up a size 6. I'm going to pick up the next crystal and another size 6. And as I'm exiting here, I'm going to go up and over and come through this crystal from the other side and pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to ignore the size 8 and just go through the size 6. Just like that. That sits so much better already. So size 8, crystal, size 6, No. So I'm thinking I missed the bead. Size 8, size 6, crystal, size 6. Again, up and over, coming through from the other side. And then that would be kind of like one row done. I think that's might sit right. So I'm going to go up to the top. And before I sort of go into the next row, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a size 8, go through the crystal. So I'm adding some corner beads here, and I'm going to fill the gaps in on this side as well. So I've got something nice and solid to hold on to. And then we're going to go and add another row or two and see what happens. I'm not sure visually the sixes and the crystals, but then sometimes, as I said, we need to do a few more rows to really see what is it going to look like. So I'm just adding a seed bead in every single time I go through a bead. So it just sits there nicely. And I'm going to come through the whole of this row. These got quite large holes, so that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to come ahead and add another row. So actually I need to back up one. I don't need to be through that size 8, just a size 6. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up a crystal. I'm going to pick up a size 8. I'm going to pick up a, I think my thread is facing the wrong way, because I should be facing upwards, because otherwise, so let's just turn this around. I'm going to go back one. I am going to cross over in that crystal, and like following any thread path I created, I just turned my thread path around. So I was facing this way, and now I'm going to face this way. So I'm going to pick up a lighter crystal. I'm going to pick up my 6, a salmon, because that will be introduced at the bottom here, and come through this 6, size 8, and the next 6. There we go. Just pull this thread back a bit. I don't want to lose it off the needle. And now I'm going to pick up this color, which is the darkest one, a size 6, and I'm going to come through this crystal. I'm going to ignore the size 8, go through the size 6, size 8, size 6. And then I'm going to add the last one. I think we should have made this like wider, like a really nice and wide bracelet. So the next one I need to pick up at the top will be the salmon color, size 6, crystal, size 6, and then I'm gonna come through the crystal. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna go and add my size 8s in. So pick up a size 8, go through the size 6, pick up a size 8, go through the next size 6, pick up a size 8, through the next size 6, pick up a size 8. Maybe if we don't do on the top, we could, but it's still in the wrong direction. So we have to pick up a size 8, come down all of these beads in the previous row, just come through all of them, and then go across the crystal and into the first size 6. Oh, Michelin's saying I'll be doing this design this afternoon. Oh, anybody, if you want, please send me a picture and then I can bring it in. Has anybody sent me a picture tonight? I completely forgot about the pictures. Messenger is not open on my computer, so I completely forgot about it. Right. So no. Cool. Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you sent me a picture, and then I can bring it in. So I'm going to do one more row just to see, but you could carry on and do as many as you want. I do think that the crystals are not in a way, like they're not big enough. They're not standing out enough. So we could definitely do right angle weave. We could even use this larger seed bead so it grows very, very quickly, but we're going to have to up the size of the crystal. So we got 6 mil in here. We perhaps should try a 6 mil in the row, like not in this row, but I start a different one for you, but all sorts of different things. I think the 3 color might be a little bit like too much to start with. So if you are doing this, well, then that goes to the bottom. So I need the middle red and that. So if you are just starting out, you maybe just want to do it with the one color, and don't worry about doing 3 or 4 colors going around. So the next one is the 7, which is coming down, and then a seed bead, again crystal going up, and finally I need another dark one up the top. So dark one, size 6, and going up. And once again, I'm going to come and fill the size 8s in. I do like the way how, like, you sort of you come around and you fill it up and you do it, and you're doing this modified right angle with sideways, but I do think lengthwise would be a better fit. Or maybe I'm just used to doing it lengthwise all the time, that this might not like, but we're gonna try it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish with this row, and then we're gonna go ahead and try doing it lengthwise with a different bead. I think that looks rather nice. So we can see the size 8 seed beads on their own, they're not big enough. Like they're too clumped together, or are they? That's now you're thinking. But no, I don't like. I think you need 2 different sizes of seed beads because some of them are sticking out more than others. So I definitely do think you need to have 2 different sizes when you do modified right angle weave. But then this one, the crystals are not big enough. So the sizing can really make or break any design. So I'm going to grab more thread, and we're going to try it with larger crystals, and we just do one long line, and then we see how we go. So I'm going to choose I'm going to grab that 6mm crystal, and then we're going to start stitching again. So there we are. Shall we use that one, or shall we use this one? Which one shows up better? That one is a bit with the red. The only problem with red, the way how the camera picks it up, sometimes it can be like glowing and it's hard to see. Right, so we're gonna start with crystal. So it doesn't matter if you start seed bead of crystal, as long as you have all 4 of them. Crystal seed, crystal size 6 seed, and I'm going to take all this down, and I'm going to go through all 4 of them again. So now we're doing the same design. We're going to do modified right angle weave, but we are doing it with crystals. And I think again, it's not going to, might not be the right size. You might have to do it slightly differently. So I'm going to go all the way around one more time, come through the crystal again, make sure this is nice and tight, and then go up through the size 6. I'm going to pick up a size 8. I'm going to pick up a size 6. I'm going to pick up another crystal and another size 6. Then I'm going to go jump up and over and come to the crystal from the other side. pull this up nice and tight. I'm going to let the tail end go. I'm going to ignore the size 8 and just go up through the size 6. And I'm going to repeat this again. So size 8, size 6, crystal, size 6. The crystal is 6 millimeter. Again, up and over, coming through the very last crystal from the other side, pulling it up, and then going up through the size 6. There we go. I'm going to keep on continuing. I think that actually looks about right. Maybe a 5 millimeter crystal would be. Oh, we got bicons as well in this kit. Ooh, we got, where is it gone? I think this is just slightly smaller. No, maybe not. Maybe not. That's 6 mil as well. So maybe a 5 millimeter crystal would be nice. But I'm going to go and add a few more stitches and see if the pattern is puckering at all, because sometimes it can pucker. There we go. So seed, size 8, size 6, crystal, size 6. I'm just going to add a few more stitches until we get a couple of inches of length. Do let me know in the comments if you've done modified right angle weave before, or is this the first time you're seeing it. There's so many stitches out there that it's incredible, that, and then you can combine stitches with stitches. But I love modified right angle weave. It's such an easy stitch to. I just had an idea. I just had an idea, and I might just, if this was a bracelet, I might just do that in the middle of it. So I'm gonna add. Let me just get some more size 6. So you know we've got the 4 millimeter crystals, and really and truly 4 millimeter beads are very similar in size for the salmon. I'm going to do the salmon. I think very similar size for the size 6 seed beads. Oh, Michelle sent a picture. I can see it came through. I'm going to bring it in just in a second. Oh, Trish is saying so many stitches, so little time. Trish, I really do wish somebody would invent a time machine already, because there's so many things I want to do and I never get around to do it. So I'm just going to add one more of this, and then what I'm going to do, instead of adding the size, come on, tighten up. Instead of adding the size 6 seed beads, I'm going to go ahead and add a crystal. So I'm going to pick up size 8. I'm going to pick up a 4 millimeter crystal, 6 millimeter crystal, 4 millimeter crystal, and come through the crystal as we would come through normally to form our next little cluster. But this time, instead of the size 6s, I'm going to have crystals there. I never actually did an all crystal modified right angle weave. I have done it with crystals, but I never done it with all crystals. So it could look really good. There we go. I seen the pictures coming in, Michelle. I'm gonna go and grab them just in a sec. Pulling that nice and tight, and then pulling it up. Then picking up seed bead, crystal, crystal, crystal. I would probably do, if I'm doing this for the middle of a bracelet, maybe I would do 5 or 7 just crystals, and I would go back and add the seed beads. But let me just pop it down on the mat so you can see the difference. I think it looks quite cute, and it would be nice to do it with crystals. So what have we got? What have we got in the kit, which is similar size to our size 8 seed beads we have got here? And you know me, I'm gonna go ahead and try this now. So I reckon this would be too big. but it might just work. I got crystal, so we can do like the stitch just with crystals, nothing else. I think that would look so amazing. We got a 3mm, but this is orange. That might work. A 3mm might work, but there's too many rounds. Maybe you need a rondel in there. Maybe if you had a pearl, would be good as well. But I think that rondel will work. What I have got here, and didn't I not have? Was this the rondel? So I think that might just work there. Let me just try. Why I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the picture from Michelle. So she has been applying. Ooh. There we go. Let me just, can I pull just this? No, it doesn't let me pull out. So I have to save it for downloads and then bring it in. And she's doing one right now. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me just find the folder and bring it in for you. So there we go. So this is from Michelle. This is what she's done, what she has done earlier. There we go, just zooming out a little bit. And then she has started another one. What was the name of? Was this Mia? Did we call this Mia, this one? I can't remember. What was the name of this bracelet? But we done it quite a few months ago. And here is the second picture, which is this one is working process. So she used size 6 seed beads and size 6, size 8 or size 11. I think might have been size 11, and the crystals, I think they were the 2.5 by 3.5 crystals, or are they the, no, I think they're the 2.5 by 3.5 crystals, I think. That is beautiful, Michelle. Thank you so much for sending the pictures in. And if anybody else has got pictures, please just send it over Messenger so I can pop it in there for you. So let's just have a look. What would happen if you only used crystals on there? Just take my watch up. It keep wanting to talk to me, this watch. So I'm going to pick up a rondel. I'm going to pick up a 4mm, then my 6mm, then the rondel again. Oops. No, just not a rondel. A 4mm, and I'm going to come through from the other side. So I picked up a rondel crystal, 4mm, 6mm, 4mm, and I'm going to come through on the other side. And then I'm going to ignore the rondel and just go through the 4mm. I wonder if the rondel would sit nicer in between there in the two rounds. Let me do a couple more stitches and then we will see. It's called Lara. That's it. Mia was something else. We had so many, we had hundreds and hundreds of them now that like I cannot possibly remember. And some of you ladies got such a good memory, or maybe you liked that one, or maybe you did that one, and like you always tell me, oh yeah, we did this or we did that, and I'm like, when? Looks like Celia sent a picture as well. I will go and grab it just in a sec. Take it all down. And I'm going to come through that crystal, same, it's the same stitch, but as we're carrying on, we're adding different size beads, and we're going to get like kind of like sort of different results. I think the gap is too big there, but I'm going to add two more, maybe 3. So when we come back on the other side, we can really gauge it, that how did it, because until you're only doing one side, you can't really gauge how well is this going to sit. But you could do this technique in like really large crystals. There is really larger ones in there in the bundle as well, or if you got some at home, like we could go up to 8mm, and all sorts of sizes we could do. And if you, I'm going to add a couple more, and if you add a smaller bead at the top and the larger bead at the bottom, that would pull your design into a natural curve, which would make a perfect necklace as well. So there is so many different things you could do with this stitch. I love it. And it's so, and if once you work out the sizes you're using, it's so easy to bead up everything really, really, really quick. So I'm going to add one more. So we got 5. Crystal. We're only adding crystals now. But you know me. Me and my crystals. And the 6 mil and the 4 mil. So I'm always picking up 4 beads when I do the stitch. There we go, and coming from the top. And coming through that crystal. Right, that's it. So I think that looks quite good. And we could do it with definitely with bigger ones in there as well. So you could do size 8 and size 6s, and it would make really nice statement necklace. So now I'm going to turn around, and to really judge this, you kind of need to add the beads in between the other side as well. So if I went along and now added a smaller bead in there, like maybe a size 11 or size 8 bead, can you see how that would curl up and just be a really nice necklace? Now I'm not going to add a size 8, I'm going to add the same size because I want to see how much gaps are we going to have. Good evening, Debbie. She said she was watching Gogglebox. I love a bit of a Gogglebox. Although I don't really watch TV anymore. I don't even know when was the last time I seen it. Ages ago. I think this time change is definitely thrown me. Really, really. Right, I'm going through. With just the crystals on the side and adding that side bead, the same one from the other side every single time. Actually, I'm going to change here to the size 8. And the next one. And another size 8 that all the way down, I think. I'm just adding those in, so it's going to look nice and even. There we go. All the way down. So don't forget, if you do want to get your hands on the crystal bundles, it's only on sale this weekend, and it's going to finish. Overall, I think this one, if I don't pull it tight enough at the end, I quite like it with the seed beads. But then again, if I look at it with the crystals, I like it with the crystals. I like the crystals on its own as well. It gives you kind of like a different look. Sherry's saying good evening. Creative beadeniers. I love that. Right. Okay. So which one is the best? Crystals only, crystals and size 8, or crystal, or just the 6 mil and the seed beads. Which one do you like? I know, like, if you use different colors, perhaps it will look differently, but do have a look, like which one, let me know in the chat which one you like the best. Which color do you like the best? My tongue is getting tired again. I'm quite a bit tired today, to be honest. So which one are we liking the best? Let me know in the chat. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the picture what Celia sent. Oh, Celia, that is beautiful. I can see it's like I can see it before you see it. But that looks really, really beautiful. So Celia made those. Debbie's saying all of them like the first version best. I think I'm partial to the first version as well, but you would have to make a bracelet up of each design, because just like with a little swatch kind of like tells you what it would look. I don't like this that much, but I think it's not the crystals. I think it's the color of the seed beads. If I change the color of seed beads to something different, or if I change this crystal to red or some other color as well, I think it would look really good. So Lorna is saying first version as well, so everybody's liking this sort of style. Celia, where did I put your picture? There we go. Shirley's saying can't make my mind up, like them all. Right, it's thinking about this bringing in. So this is from last week's Let me just move it over a little bit. This is from last week's hematite bead pack. Cecilia must have had a couple of packs by the look of it, because she mixed up the beautiful purple plate with the green plate. I love it. I really do like it. I think it looks beautiful. I'm definitely going to do something with that stitch, and I'm definitely going to do, maybe turn it into a kit, that one, because that's, I think we worked it out perfectly last week, and it just looks really, really good. So, Celia's saying that the first one is no gap. Well done, Celia. That looks fantastic. That looks really, really beautiful. Lovely. And there's the hematite beads last week we were working with. So, first there's no gap, Celia is saying. As well, like the first one. And everybody's saying, wow, gorgeous, Celia. Wow, gorgeous as well. Right, my lovelies. I need to go and sort Christopher out because he's staying with me tonight. And we got a couple of things we need to do. So I won't be able to hear until 9 o'clock tonight. But next week, I'm not going to be able to go live next week, because actually I'm going to be sitting on a plane and going back to Hungary for a couple of weeks. I'm really going to try. I'm going to take my camera with me, and or even if I haven't got the camera, I can use my phone. But I'm definitely taking my laptops. I'm taking my camera with me. I'm taking my microphone with me. So I'm going to try to do the live the week after, which is not Easter Sunday yet. And then we will see like how things with my mum, and then we will see that what we can do. So I'm not going to be about next week. I can try to do it from the plane, but I don't think I would be allowed. So won't be here next Sunday, but I will try to be back for the Sunday after. Even if I can't do beading or something happens, I'll come in and do a bit of we just chit chat or do something, or find something. Depending on, like, I don't even know what time is it getting dark there. This time of the year, I'm so not used to it. But yeah. So I won't be here next week. So I wish everybody a beautiful couple of weeks. I'll be on Totally Beads on. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. I'll be on Totally Beads. Natalie's going to be with you tomorrow and Friday. So no stream next Sunday, but we'll be back, hoping to be back the week after. But I will keep you updated on Facebook. Everybody have a beautiful week, and I'll see you